Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Wait, where am I? There I am. All right. I'm just sharing the link on Instagram. Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am working on my cruise cardigan again today. It's going to be a cozy crafting live stream, one that I've been doing for over a year. And it's basically just a cozy crafting live stream. So I'm here either crocheting or knitting or embroidering. Today I'm crocheting, and you are free to join me with your crafting project, or maybe you're not crafting, but maybe you need this as background music to whatever you're working on, or if you want some distraction from actual 9 to 5 work or cleaning or whatever. I'm happy that you're here, and let's have a cozy time together. Copy link. So I'm sharing this on my Instagram, which is newleafdesigns.nl. If you're not following me there yet, please go ahead and follow me there, because I'm much more active on Instagram than I am on YouTube. Okay, I can't write and talk at the same time, so I have to shut up for a minute. There we go. All right. Oh, I got some Facebook notifications. I was checking if someone wants to join the Facebook group right when I post the link. So the Facebook group is New Leaf Designs Knitting and Crochet Crew. I always post about the live stream in there, and any new patterns that I might have, and anything really. So if Facebook is more your thing, then feel free to join me there as well. Hello, everyone. Hi, Emma. Hi, Natasha. Hi, Natasha. Hi, Chris. Emma is on her lunch break, working from home today. Or was it knit while trying to work? Yeah, either one of those things. Work always interferes with knitting, doesn't it? Oh, I just got a notification for a new house. Oh, it looks really cute. But I see it's on an island, so it's probably miles and miles and miles away. But just look at that. Yeah, so I get notifications 10 times a day for new properties. Where is this? Oh, yeah, this is... I am there, and the property is there on an island. So you can't... it's next to the Isle of Skye, which is nice, but you do need to take a ferry to get there. So that's not for us right now. Yeah, it sure is interfering with knitting a lot, isn't it? 9 to 5 work. You might see that I have my knitting machine set up behind me there. I'm knitting a just a trial blanket. Let me take the microphone. Not sure if this produces any uncomfortable sounds with all of the things, but we will see. So I'm knitting a baby blanket for a friend. And yes, it's stripy! I love it. Yes, stripy top, stripy blanket, everything is stripy today. And my cardigan is also stripy, so I'm all about the stripes today. And yeah, I just want to knit more on my knitting machine. So this is a baby blanket. I'm also hand knitting a baby blanket for that same friend, but it's not going to be done in time. And she was worried about not having a blanket for the first few days. And, you know, she wasn't like pressuring me to knit this as well. I just, I want to knit more on the machine. So I'm doing this, and it'll be a really nice, just easy blanket. Yeah. And because the other baby blanket that I made for my sister-in-law, they're using it every day, almost the whole day. Every time I get a video or a photo of the new baby, of my baby nephew, he's always wrapped in this blanket. So, and it kind of makes me realize that, oh, you know, when you knit a baby blanket, you actually really want it to be done in time. Which I did not really realize beforehand, but because I thought, you know, it's a blanket and it's summer, they might not need it yet, but they definitely do need it. So yeah, so I'm knitting this emergency blanket. Yeah, but it's going really well. I'm using some Scapies Metropolis. Obviously, I have a lot of Scapies Metropolis. It's really soft, and you know, it is wool and nylon, so that is a great blend for baby blankets. Obviously, you would prefer 100% natural fibers, but it just is really nice and washable. So yeah, just maneuvering my chair. I have carpet in my room, so it's difficult to move a chair on wheels. So what is everyone up to? If you're working on something, please do feel free to share that in the chat, because I always like to know. Natasha, how's your shawl coming along? And please do feel free to work on other things, but I'm just really excited that you're almost to the finishing line of the shawl. I cast on a new thing yesterday because I was feeling very about all of things that I'm making, except for this, but I can't work on this too much off camera because then it's done, and I don't want it to be done before I can show you. So today I'll be working on the sleeves. So here, this is the side panel from last time, from the last live stream, and you can see that I've not started the sleeve here yet. And yesterday I did the side panel on the other side, and I took some pictures of that, so that hopefully I can make this into a blog post. And I've also started the sleeve there. I've done 2 rounds. Yeah, and I'll show you up close what I did with the armholes and where I did some decreases, because yeah, I think this is probably the trickiest part of the cardigan, so I want to make sure that everything is clear. But again, I took some photos, but I like to show it on the live stream as well, so that's why I didn't work on it too much, even though my hands are itching to finish this cardigan. But yeah. Natasha says it is growing but slowly. Yeah, 490 stitches is sometimes a bit too much to work on. Yeah, I get that. Especially with shawls, the last few rows, they take me so much longer than the beginning. And not only because it's more stitches, but also because I have to mentally really prepare myself to knit those long rows. And sometimes I would just knit half of a row if that's all I could do. Yeah. Emma says, I'm knitting on a pair of shorty socks. Yay! But this morning I was planning a spinning project. Need to empty my bobbins for the true to fleece. I'm so excited for that. Yeah, because that is June 29th. So it's only a couple of weeks away. Really only 2 weeks, I think. So that's exciting. Oh, but shorty socks sounds very nice as well. I only have 2 pairs of shorty socks, but I wear them a lot, so I could do with some more pairs. Right, I will set up my overhead camera. I got an advertisement yesterday for the new version of this. This is the Olivia. Yes, this is the Olivia tripod by Hey Paparazzo, and they now have the Olivia 2. But I don't think I need that. I think this one is fine. The only thing I'm worrying about now is last Saturday, when it was Knit in Public Day, I dropped my phone and it now has a crack just at the side, and this one pinches the side, and I can't, I have to remove the case for it, so I hope it doesn't damage it further. Maybe I should put some tape on it. It's gonna be very ugly, but I feel like I need to do this. Oh, did anyone participate somehow in Knit in Public Day? Because I saw a lot of posts for it from the Netherlands, but not much here from the UK. So I don't know why that is. I thought it was an international thing. Right, let's just do some damage control here. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. Hi, Annalena. Hello, how are you? Chris just ordered the last crochet crochet along from Scapies. Yay! With a huge whirl. Yes. Oh, it looks delicious. Anna says, I'm also loving the shorter socks. But the pair I'm making now are not for me. Oh, they are for Niels. He asked for a pair. Ooh! I always love that when people ask for knitting and crochet stuff. You know, when family and friends ask for it. Not when strangers ask for it. Beep, beep, beep. And Kiss is halfway the back of the cardigan. Wow! And Elena says, I did. Did you mean for a knitting in public day? But yeah, you were crocheting. Yeah, but it's fine. Yes, it counts. I'm a bit behind with the cardigan, just starting the back now. That's fine. Everyone can go at their own pace. Emma says, I've planned to knit in public, but instead I've knit the whole day in my garden or inside. Yeah. I mean, I prefer. I prefer knitting on my own. Chris says, I wanted to join the knit in public in Sydney class, but you know, next year. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't feel right. And yeah, there's always next time. And we can knit in public whenever we want. We can, you know, there's tons of breicafés. Yeah, like knit together things from yarn shops and stuff. Does it work? Yes, it works. Hooray. Yeah, on Saturday I was having lunch with a friend at this gorgeous place. It's called the Logie Steading, or Logie, I'm not quite sure. And oh, it's just gorgeous. It was in the countryside. I mean, basically everything here is the countryside, but and there was a river nearby and a forest, and we had some lovely lunch, and there was a secondhand bookstore, there was a craft store where they sold pottery and stuff, and I got this small pottery plate, and it is a ginger plate, which means that you have this plate and there is like sharp bits in the middle, and you can grate ginger and garlic on that. And I've been looking for that for ages because I hate grating ginger and garlic because I feel like most of it gets stuck in the grater and I feel like it's a bit of a waste. So I was happy to find that. I found a secondhand book on embroidery, which was nice. So yeah, all in all, great day. And afterwards I went for a walk in the forest by the river, and I sat there for a while. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably saw the little video, or maybe not, who knows now with the algorithm, you know. But I took a little video of the river and I thought it was very idyllic. Yeah, knit nights, exactly, that's what I mean. And you don't need a specific knit in public event. You can also just go to a knit night. So I am working on the sleeve, and before I attach my yarn, let me show you what I did. So I start the sleeve. I always, with any kind of garment, I start the sleeve at the middle of the bottom of the armhole, because that's the least noticeable, and that's, you know, it's the least noticeable. And in sewing patterns and, you know, retail t-shirts, that's also where the seam is. So I started there, and I think you'll be able to see that I decreased a couple of stitches here, and I'll just show you the other side for a minute so that you know what it looks like. So when I do a side panel, you kind of have two corners, and in those corners I crocheted 3 double crochets together, just so there isn't a gap there. Should I do that now? No, I want to finish the other one first. At least, I think so. Yeah, so that's what I did here in the first row of the sleeve, and then in the second row I did not do any decreases, and I am going to do some decreases again in the third row because that's also what I did for my very first cardigan. But you really don't want to decrease a lot because then it will really show in the sleeve. For the sleeve decreases, you want to be as gradual as possible, so just 2 stitches in a row, and then a couple rows plain, and then another 2 stitches decreased, and then, you know, just really spread it out. That seems to work the best. So that's the advice I can give you on that. And, you know, try it on and see, go from there. Write down anything that you do for the first sleeve and then replicate that exactly for the second one, or work with markers, put a marker in each decrease so you don't have to write it down. Natasha says the video looked lovely. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it was a really lovely spot, and there were some swallows as well. I think they're called sand martins here, but yeah, and they were really cute, hunting for mosquitoes and flies and just flying above the water. Right. So I want to do some more decreases here. I'm gonna decrease 1 stitch there and 1 stitch there, just keeping it symmetrical. And I always tend to put my decreases on the lower half of the sleeve. Maybe I'll put it here. Oh, I haven't put on any music for myself. Yeah, so I was wondering if it really was an international thing, the Knit in Public thing. I think it was, but I didn't see any posts from the UK, so talking about knitting together, this is a nice bridge. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm hosting a cable knitting workshop, which I'm very excited for. we'll be doing 2 different cables. So we're building on the very first cable knitting workshop that I did last month. Last month we did the regular cable, just the plainest cable you can imagine. And tomorrow we're diving into the ribbed cable. And what was the other one? Oh right, the braided cable. So I've prepared this. Basically this is what we'll be knitting during the workshop. So there's a piece of glitter on here. So this is a braided cable. And you can see it kind of looks like a braid in your hair. And it might look more difficult than a regular cable. A regular cable being this. But it really is not super difficult, and it just adds a bit more interest than your regular cable. Yeah. And then we have the ribbed cable, which at first just looks identical to the regular cable, but it is actually in ribbing. And I think there are different names for this cable. I've heard it being called a brioche cable, even though it isn't brioche. I've heard it being called a fisherman's rib cable. Yeah, I have it on another swatch here, and I'll explain the significance of this during the workshop. This is just yeah. And this yarn has such great stitch definition. I mean, this one as well, but it's a little bit fuzzier, it's a little bit softer. And here you can really see the texture of the cable. You can even see the ribbed cable, even though it's not being pulled. Can you see that? Oh, and it's such a nice texture. And whereas a regular cable, if there's some pull on the fabric, it will kind of get a little bit distorted. But because this is an actual ribbed cable, it kind of works with the distortion, and I think becomes more beautiful. So yeah, ribbing is more stretchy, so this cable works very well for when there's more stretch. Imagine a skirt in this, how luscious that would be. But like sweaters, obviously cables are great for sweaters, but this kind of cable is really good for a hat as well, because with a hat, you know, you need a hat with negative ease because you need it to stay on your head. And this works really well with for hats and for other items that need to be stretched when they fit, such as socks. So this is great for socks as well. I'm knitting some headbands at the moment. Just a minute. The music I picked out is too loud, so I can't concentrate. And I've been knitting 2 headbands. Wait, just a minute. There we go, otherwise I'm too distracted. Chris says, I never did a ribbed cable. Nice to learn something new. Yes, and so you might remember the blue cabled sweater that I have. It is my very first sweater that I knit, and I will show it tomorrow during the workshop as well. And that was a ribbed cable. And you know, if you don't tell someone that something is difficult or that something is not standard, they don't find it difficult. I didn't find it difficult. And ever since I've knit that sweater, I've been looking for more patterns with a ribbed cable, and there aren't really a lot of patterns with this. So I have also written up a headband pattern for this, but the headband I have here is with the braided cable. So here is the braided cable headband. It is with I think this is Aran weight yarn. Oh, what did I knit this on? 4mm, I think. But it doesn't, I mean, I always knit on a very small needle, so you might use this on a 4.5. Smells like a new pattern. Yes, I am including the pattern for this with the workshop tomorrow. Oh, yes. Okay, so now I understand what you mean. Like, you said that about this one. Yeah. Hi, Miana. Good afternoon. Oh, in the office today. Yeah. Curious as to how to start the sleeves with the cardigan. Yes, I explained more about that at the beginning of this this video, so you can watch that later. And I've taken some pictures, so that will go up on the blog as well. Cannot wait for the workshop tomorrow. Yes, I'm so looking forward to it. So I'm just gonna take off my headphones so I can show you the headband. I usually wear this when I have my hair in a top knot, but am I wearing it correctly? It's weird seeing yourself and then it's not mirrored, so. Yeah. Anyway, fits very nice. I was playing Yarn Chicken. I had just enough yarn left to sew in the yarn tail, and that was bad. Yeah, but I love the twist. I think that really elevates the look, because you obviously can make it like this. It does look nice. It does. But yeah, I wanted to try this method. So I'm including a headband pattern for this one and also for the ribbed cable, and I'm very curious how you will find that one because it is a little bit different. But yeah, very nice. I hope to make it tomorrow. Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, so it's from 3 to 5 UK time. Is that 5 to 7 for you? I'm not quite sure. But oh, so that might just be like dinner time. But even if you can just read there for a bit, that would be nice. The replay will be available afterwards. It always needs a bit of time to process, so it might not be the day afterwards, but maybe 2 days afterwards. So yeah, but oh, it's so nice. And I've been thinking, you know, because I did create a headband pattern for both cables. And then I was thinking, oh, should I just do the workshop for the cable, the headband? But then you only need, then you only get to, then you only get to do one of the two cables. So during the workshop, we're simply going to knit a swatch. We're going to try it out, because then you don't have to worry about, oh, which yarn am I going to use? Do I have enough of this yarn? You know, maybe you want to frog and use a different needle, because then we're just knitting a square. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can frog it afterwards if you want. But you can get a little feel of it. You can try and see which is your favorite one to knit. And yeah, and then you can pick the headband pattern that you want. And I'm very excited about working this in a sock pattern or in a mitten or something, because this is just a delicious cable. Yes, I will tell you that. It is delicious cable. Dinner can wait. It's definitely after work time. Okay, good. Natasha says, I won't be able to make it at that time. We'll have to watch the replay. Oh, okay. Darn the stupid orthodontist appointments. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember when I had to go to the orthodontist. There was so often there was something with the braces, and we needed to go to an appointment, and yeah. But hope everything goes well. And yeah, you can catch the replay. Yeah. And yeah, I'm going to create the workshop PDF this afternoon and share that on Patreon tomorrow with the workshop link, and then yeah, we can learn to knit more cables. And oh, while I'm on it, also have the swatches for the cables for next month. So next month in July, for my monthly Patreon workshop, I'll also be doing cables, because I just think it is so much fun. But after that, we'll do something else. I think we'll do brioche for the August one. So this is the medallion cable, and it's called medallion because you can kind of see that there is a round motif, what do you want to call it, with a little center, and it is so cute. It's beautiful. It is symmetrical, which a lot of the cables are not symmetrical, right? So it's a bit difficult to explain right now, or you know, you probably get it, but since this is symmetrical, this looks really nice at the center of a sweater, or at the center of a pair of socks. Looks very nice. This is a very small medallion cable, but you often see them very large, filled up with moss stitch or any kind of texture. Sometimes they're filled up with embroidery. Yeah. So this is really fun. We'll do that next month. And then in that same workshop, again, we're doing 2 sets of cables. This is the horseshoe cable. And I will admit, this is not the best color. It doesn't really show up as well as I would like. But you can kind of see that it is a chevron shape. Right? And again, this is also a symmetrical cable, so it's very nice in the middle, in the center of a project. Oh, it does match my nails perfectly. That is very satisfying. Yeah, horseshoe cable, very easy. Looks more elevated than a regular cable. I love it. We'll learn how to do it in a month for July 10th. Kiss says, how much yarn did you use for the headband? Right, so for this one, I used 50 grams, but it was very, very close. I have another ball in a different color. So I use this one, Chunky Aaron. So that is a 100% wool yarn. 95 meters per 50 grams, right? 95 meters per 50 grams, so that is 90 meters, 190 meters per 100 grams. Yeah. I used every single bit of this ball. They say it's for a needle 5. If I knit it on 5mm, I would not have been able to finish that. Yeah, because if you knit looser, then you use more yarn. So yeah, I do advise that you use something where you have, if it's the same kind of thickness, yeah, I think I did this on 4mm. If it's the same kind of thickness, I advise that you have about like 60 grams maybe, and a light color, because this would not show up as well in the dark color, which is why I used the light one for it. Yeah, but you could use a thinner yarn for it, because this is quite wide. It's quite wide, so you could use a thinner yarn. Yeah. I think it will work with many kind of weights of yarn. And the other cable headband that I am making is with DK weight yarn, so a little bit thinner, and I'm knitting that on 3.25mm instead of 4mm. And I just used a bit more stitches, and still it's coming out very beautifully. But yes, I'm using that with I'm knitting that with DK weight yarn. So yeah, if you have some yarn ideas tomorrow, then I can help you decide which one or which amount of stitches. I think most important for a headband is that it's really soft yarn, because I can tolerate rustic yarn in a sweater, but for a headband or a hat, I need it to be soft, because it's going to be rubbing along your head, and it's going to get itchy. I've knit a headband with the same yarn that I've knit a sweater with, and in the sweater it's fine, and with the headband it's itchy. So yeah, that's another tip that I will give you. But I think for a headband, if it's too itchy, I can always sew in a lining afterwards. Can always do that. Or wash it with hair conditioner. That surprisingly also works. Oh, a skein of handspun. Oh, that would be fantastic for the cable. For the headband. Yeah. You can swatch with something else and then use the handspun for your headband. Or for something else. I know you made a headband from the cable workshop last month. Don't know if you want so many headbands, but they are really fun to knit. Oh, I need to decrease on this side as well. I almost forgot. Now you've already got me thinking about another headband. No, I'll make something else. But yeah, cables with handspun yarn. Oh, that's just delicious, isn't it? Emma says I have enough practice gained, so my swatch is going to probably also be hands fun. Oh, that's going to be so delicious to knit with. And I also like just knitting swatches with pretty yarn, and then afterwards doing something with all those swatches, or just pinning them up somewhere on a board, and yeah, just have pretty swatches to inspire me. All right, so I'm just going to try it on. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You also want to look at it with your arms stretched and with your arms relaxed, and if it's not sticking up. But that also could be, it could be that the yarn relaxes more after washing. I think actually I'm going to start the sleeve on the other side just so I can show you what I did, because I think that will be valuable to see. So we have the gap, the armhole, and for the stitches where it is joined to the front, you can very easily work into those stitches there, right? It's just as if you're turning your work and adding another row. But for the side panel and the back panel, it's going to be a little bit more tricky. Now, I made this a little bit more oversized, and that's why I only need to do a little bit here over the side, over the back panel, because I'll show you on my other one, which I crocheted to be more fitted. And I had more stitches to pick up on the back panel. Still not a lot. And then here, the side panel. So you probably won't have to do a lot of stitches on to crochet onto the back panel, but still, I want to show you how it works. Going to sew in this loose end first. There. Now what I'll do, because I want them to be exactly the same, is I'll just count the stitches that I did on the other armhole. Okay, so I'm doing both armholes the same way, so I'm also using the same colors. I'm attaching my yarn with a standing double crochet, and for standing double crochet I wrap my yarn around the hook 2 times. I insert and I complete the stitch. And let me show you where I insert it. So when you have the side of a stitch, I often like to insert in there. And I always want to see 2 loops on top of my crochet hook. I don't want to see just one, because that will often create a gap. So that's really the only rule that I use for picking up crochet stitches. Here again, 2 loops. And sometimes I'll crochet 3 stitches in the side of a stitch, sometimes sometimes 2, sometimes 3. And here we have a corner. So here I'm going to crochet 3 stitches together. Emma says, I think it's time for tea and a little stash dive. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I'd love to make myself some tea as well, but I'll do that after the live stream. Yeah, and stash diving is just, yeah, just one of the most fun things. I love browsing through my stash and coming across a yarn, and I think, oh, why haven't I done something with this yet? So here in the corner you see that I have crocheted 3 stitches together. This stitch, there's a little, there's a lot of tension on that stitch, but sometimes it's gonna be like that. I don't think I can fix this one, and also I think that with wearing it's gonna relax a little bit. So now I am at the portion where I can just crochet 1 stitch in every stitch. Just going to check on the other sleeve if I did that in the back loop. No, I did that in both loops. So I'll work around in that way. My new nail polish really does seem to match with a lot of things. We've got some friends coming over later this week, but I will be able to do the Thursday live stream because I think they're arriving on Thursday in the afternoon, and I'm live streaming from 10 to 12 UK time, so I think I can still do the live stream. I won't be able to do the Tuesday live stream next week. And actually I've been thinking of for the next couple of weeks or months just sticking with the Thursday live stream, and so I can spend more time developing new tutorial videos, because although I love the live streams, most of my audience don't like it. And I know in a business you can do whatever you like, but I also want to make more tutorial videos, because that's why most people are here on my YouTube channel. So yeah, from next week it's just going to be the Thursday live streams. It's gonna be just as fun, just as cozy, but just a little bit less pressure on my time, which I think is gonna be very welcome. Right, so now, oops, let's rotate this. I'm coming up to the bottom of the armhole again. And there's the other corner that I need to do. There. Annalena says, I can understand that. We all love your live streams here. Oh, thank you. I really enjoy them so much. But yeah, a lot of people who are following me, they're not watching the live streams, or you know, so I want to shake it up a little bit, just to see. And I started these live streams, I started the Tuesday ones so I could work on the blanket more, and now I just don't have that many non-secret projects, if you know what I mean. so if I stop doing the Tuesday live streams, I can work more on the secret projects and get those patterns out sooner. So yeah. Right, so in this corner I'm also doing a crochet 3 double crochets together. So the middle one of that is going directly in the corner, and then the others are going just one stitch beside that. So I think I have room for 2 stitches here before I do the crochet 3 stitches together. 1, 2, yeah, let's see. Okay. For the other sleeve, I had 10 stitches here. Let's see how many I can still do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can do another 4. And then I do a slip stitch to the top of the first one. That is the very first row. I hope that that was helpful, even though I know it will be different for each cardigan. So I hope that was helpful. Now the second row. I did that in the back loop. And for the second row, I don't do any decreases, but I do decrease in the third row. Yeah, and I think, might be ambitious, but I think I can finish this cardigan on Thursday. And that would be fun. So that again leaves the question, what do we make next? I could work on a cable project, or I could pick up one of my brioche works in progress, since the August workshop is going to be on brioche. That might be fun. Cable sock, yes, that would be fun. I was thinking either cabled sock or a cabled mitten, but I think I'll make it fingerless. And I've put in a thread here so that I know what the center is of the mitten. And I think with this cable, you see how it basically is a 1x1 cable, and my idea is to have a 1x1 ribbing here as well, and to let that melt over into this ribbing. I think that would be very, very pretty. I think that would be very nice. Yeah, and fingerless mitts, because I tend to wear fingerless mitts more. Yeah, just an idea. But yeah, maybe socks as well. There are so many possibilities. Maybe I'll do socks with the medallion cable. With this one, just to kind of shake it up a little bit, and I'll make it bigger. Maybe a few cables on the front. Yeah. Oh, socks with the coffee bean. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I know there's a popular coffee bean pattern out there, and I don't want to, you know, copy them. But if you mean to make them, then yes, that would be a great idea. Yes, mittens. Yeah, I love mittens. And surprisingly, or maybe not surprising, I think I might be wearing mittens again this weekend because it is very cold here. This week it's only 3 degrees at night. The heater is turning on again. Yeah, it's as if it's autumn again. I think it's cold as well in the Netherlands. I heard some of my friends saying it was cold. But yeah, here as well. And this weekend we're taking our friends to see puffins on Honda Island. And since it's an island, it's going to be colder, it's going to be more windy, so I think I'll be wearing my full winter gear again. Just hat, mittens, cowl, winter coat. Puffins! I saw them on Rona. Oh, where's Rona? Oh, the Outer Hebrides. Oh, that is... Is it really that far north? Oh no, it says North Rona. Where are you? Is it close to Isle of Skye, perhaps? Because there's also a North Rona, and it's like on the same height as Orkney or some of the Shetlands. Just across from Isle of Skye. Okay, yeah. Yeah, nice. Annalena is a bit jealous. I would like some rain. Oh. Yeah, you can have it. Yeah. No, I know. I much prefer cooler weather to warm weather as well. I mean, we didn't move to Scotland for warm weather. Yeah. I prefer something in between. Anyway, I have to accept it as it is. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, the weather is warming up, which is very sad and unfortunate. Um, and one thing you can do just in your very small surroundings, just like in your front yard or in your backyard, is to plant more trees and shrubbery, so that it will be that you have some coverage there. And I wish more people would do that because it helps so much. Like if you see that in the Netherlands, a lot of front gardens and back gardens, they're being paved over, and as a result it gets hotter in summer, and when there's rain, there's floods because they've paved over the ground and there's less plants and trees to absorb the water. So if everyone would plant more trees and have less paved things in their garden, then of course, if it's just one household doing that, it doesn't make much of a difference. But if a lot of people do it, then you'll see less flooding, it's less hot, more birds, because from the skies they say, ooh, that's a nice green area, we'll go there. And there was this I don't know if it was a documentary or just a study, some research, but and I just heard about it on Instagram. So, but anyway, they did some studies for American. Oh, wait, how do you say this? Like wijken, like groups of houses. Just areas in a city, but there is a word for that. Um, so some areas, right? And they were looking into the redlining. Oh, is it districts? Yeah, some districts of a city. Let's just call it that. And if you've ever heard about the redlining districts, it has to do with, it has to do with racism. There are districts where they did not allow black people to buy houses, or that were just more expensive houses, and black people have, systematically been given less pay in jobs and lower paying jobs, so that they couldn't afford a house in the better districts. And the, for lack of a better word, the better districts, they had trees. They were a bit more spaced apart. They had, trees and parks and benches and plants and stuff, whereas the red-lined districts, where the cheaper houses were, and where a lot of black and brown people, and they did a study on the climate differences. Oh, my camera is frozen. And they did a study on the climate differences. So in the red line districts, it was a couple degrees warmer than it was in the more in the more expensive districts, which then also, it had even more effect. When it's hotter, you can't really concentrate. You don't feel as comfortable as when it's a few degrees cooler. So it had this whole snowball effect, and I found it to be really interesting. So it's not just trees in a, oh, that's what I wanted to say, neighborhood. That's the word. So trees in a neighborhood, and grass and plants, they were not just there to look good. They have a lot of benefits. So, oh, I need to decrease. Did I decrease there? No, I didn't. I could just decrease twice here. I'm gonna do that. I don't want to frock this whole row. So yeah, and ever since reading about that study, I just keep thinking about if we would collectively plant more trees, it would help. Maybe I'm fixating on gardens so much because currently we can't really use ours. Can't really plant anything because it's not ours. So yeah, really looking forward to moving. Okay, I'm almost at the end of this row. And I don't think I need to decrease the next one, but I'll just try it on to be sure. Oh, I hope to see you tomorrow, Annalena. Thank you for being here. Yeah, have a nice day. I think I'll do one more and then decrease again. Emma's found some handspun. Yay! We'll cake it later today. Yay! So you're all set for the workshop tomorrow. Yeah, I think I might just use this cake because this was the color I had 2 cakes from. And I think I won't need all of it. I'm pretty sure that I don't need all of it. So I think I'll use this one for the workshop tomorrow. Because it's a nice light color, not too fluffy. So that's a good workshop yarn. Because if it's too fluffy, then it doesn't have much stitch definition, which, you know, for a workshop you need stitches to be very visible. Yeah, so I'll probably use that. Just gonna mark my decrease here so I don't forget to do that on the other sleeve. I see Momo. Momochi. Hey. Hey. Hello. What is it? What? Yeah. She's letting me know it's almost 2 p.m. I actually have to take Momo to the vet next week. because she has some spots on her skin, like very dry spots, and she keeps licking those spots, which probably means we need to give her another like anti-worm medicine tablet, but I want to have the vet look at it just in case. Natasha says I've started my 5th lace repeat. Yay! Of the branch lace. Yeah. Momochi. What's it? Hey. Yeah. What is that? What is that? Oh. I wonder how much yarn I'll actually have left over of this cardigan, because when I was working on the front panel, I remember thinking I would not have enough yarn, and now I think I have more than enough yarn. So I wonder how much I'll actually have left over. Because this cake is untouched, so that's how big they all were. But there's still quite a bit left. I should have weighed it. I mean, I can weigh this one, and then I can weigh the rest. I'm gonna have to find a stash busting project to use the rest. I'll probably just make more pot holders because I find that to be a really nice stash busting project. And that is another row done. Yeah, that's a very nice start to sleeve. Jenna says, I recently made a dishcloth, which could also be a good stash buster. That's also a very good idea. Yeah. I have been thinking about, you know, making... I really like making pot holders, but... Anna? Meow. Are you stuck? My cat is behind me. But at some point you have enough pot holders, so yeah, I might make some more like cleaning rags or something. That might be fun. Mama. Yeah. All right, it is 2 p.m. I'm hungry. I want a cup of tea. And I really want to continue working on the blanket that I've started on my knitting machine. So that's really fun. Do I cut this or do I do another row? No, I'm cutting it. Oh, this is turning out such a nice stripy cardigan. And it looks a little bit bumpy right now, but that's just how crochet looks before you wash it. So I'm really curious to see how it will look like after washing. And then I have a nice ice cream colored cardigan for summer, or whatever Scottish summer is going to be like. Because up until now, it's been really cold. All right, I am going to call it a day for the live stream. I have some other things, bits and bobs to do. I will be back on Thursday from 10 to 12, so that is 10 a.m. UK time to 12 p.m. UK time. And my Patreon workshop is happening tomorrow. So if you're subscribed to my Patreon page, please do check out if you can be live at the workshop tomorrow afternoon from 3 to 5 UK time. I will have a replay. I hope that will be available probably Friday. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Bye, Emma. Hopefully see you tomorrow. And yeah, thank you all so much. I hope to see you maybe tomorrow, maybe on Thursday, maybe next week. And I'll share more of my cardigan on a Thursday. Who knows? I might be able to finish it then. Who knows? Might be too ambitious. Anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.